Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System and Coaching. I am glad to be here each and every week to do these business leadership in 15 minutes to do these live with you. I do them for two reasons. One is for you to be able to shift your perspective of your business, look beyond the four walls of your auto repair shop and really turn that into your competitive edge. And the second reason is for you to take one action item away each and every week and implement it. It doesn't take these massive changes. Small changes, small activities can really cause a ripple effect, and you'll get that impact that you want in your business. So, a question I get asked most of the time is, Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with single location auto shop owners. These are owners who are in owner overload, and they feel like they're working all the time. They're working around the clock. Even when they're away from work, they're thinking about work. They're concerned about something about work. They're trying to figure out a project. And they really want to be able to spend time with family, friends, and be present, have a life. That's where I come in and help. So this week is a recording. I had a commitment in the day, so I'm recording this earlier for you. But if you find this valuable, please share it with another auto shop owner. This is a very giving and supportive group. So let's get started. This week's topic is essentials of leadership. And this is really key. A lot of shop owners that I talk to, it's like a light bulb moment when they really realize that focusing on leadership will really help auto shop owners become better at being owners. Most are already great technicians, but the key to building a business that is profitable, sustainable, and enjoyable is leadership. Be the example of the behavior that you want to see in others. I'm going to say that again. Be the example of the behavior that you want to see in others. So the things that you expect of your team, expect them of yourself. So today, I'm breaking down the three essentials and common challenges that can show up with each one and what you can do about them. Whether you're an owner, a leader in an auto shop, or you happen to see this and you're a supplier or a vendor, you may experience some of this yourself. So here's how you actually work through it. So let's get right down to the essentials of leadership. Number one, see it as it is. I notice that a lot of people tend to see it worse, right? So we want to see it as it is, not worse than it is. Effective leadership really starts with a clear, realistic understanding of the current situation, whether it's a challenge or a problem, or the current state of your business, whether you're looking at this from your business point of view. What you want to do is avoid falling into the trap of really being a pessimist, right? That negative Nelly, and recognize the actual situation, the actual issue, the issues that are happening without exaggerating. People tend to blow things up and make them a lot worse than they really are. And here's the challenge with it, because we have emotional bias. We look at things from our point of view first, most of the time. So owners may feel overloaded, or managers may feel overloaded, and they view problems as bigger than they are due to stress, fatigue, or just all the responsibility that they feel. It's weighing on them. A lot of times they have a lack of information. So without the proper information or the data, it's easy to make assumptions that aren't accurate. So here's what you do about that. You gather the information, use financial reports, customer feedback, or performance metrics to get an accurate picture of your business or the situation at hand. You want to stay you want to stay objective. You want to separate the emotions from the facts. Discuss issues with trusted advisors, your coach, mentor, or even peers. Really get that balanced perspective and regularly review. It's really important to do this. Implement regular business reviews to consistently monitor the state of the operations, how the business is running, where you need a little bit of help, what you need to change. Then it doesn't become such a big deal. So you want to see it as it is, not worse than it is. That's number one. Number two is your vision. You want to see it better. That's what it is. That's what a vision is. You're seeing it better. You're looking towards the future. Visionary leadership involves imagining a better future for your business. This includes setting clear, ambitious goals that inspire and guide your team. So what's the challenge here? Well, short-term focus. Most owners and leaders are caught up in the daily operations. And when you're caught up in the daily operations, it's hard to think long-term. You know, when you're talking to someone and you're saying, what's going to happen 3 years from now, a year from now, sometimes they're saying, wow, I'm just trying to get through the week or even the day. And it's hard to look long-term. So that's really a challenge. What you also want to do is you want your vision to be compelling and you want it to be clear so that you can gain your team's support and commitment. Otherwise, you just feel like this is a dream and you feel like you don't have anybody helping you with it. So what do you actually do? Well, you have to really have a strategy. You have to be strategic about your planning. Dedicate regular time, set it aside for strategic planning sessions. Do this and use tools, tools like a SWOT analysis. That's where you're really looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. You're doing that to identify growth areas, areas that there's room to grow. And every shop is going to be different. You're going to have nuances in your shop. But what you want to do is you want to share your vision with your team in a way that connects with them. It connects with their role and their goals, their aspirations. This needs to be a win-win-win. It needs to be a win for the business. It needs to be a win for your team, and it needs to be a win for you. So this really helps when you engage your team in that vision building process. Their input can really provide valuable insights and increase their commitment. Number 3 is make it the way you see it. So now you have this vision that you've created. Now turning that vision into a reality, making it reality, really requires actionable plans, consistent effort, right? And adaptability, because things are going to pop up and we don't want to get derailed. So this involves setting your milestones and delegating tasks effectively so that you can really create and build a culture of accountability. Many owners tell me that that's one thing that they really want to work on, team accountability. So a challenge, what happens? Well, there's implementation gaps. Vision without execution is a dream, and it stays a dream. It's just kind of floating out there. Lack of proper planning and follow through can really derail efforts, and it can frustrate owners and leaders. So we have to acknowledge resistance to change. Change is hard for people. It's hard for owners and it's hard for a team. So you may resist change and your team may resist it because there's new processes involved or we're changing the way we do things. And the reason why they resist it is there's comfort in the way things are, the status quo. So the other thing that happens is you might have constraints with your resources, limited time, money, people, or skill. And that can really hinder your progress. So, what do you do about that? Well, you create a plan. You actually break down that vision that you created into the goals that you want, and you make them manageable with manageable tasks and clear deadlines, and who are going to be the people that are responsible. So when it comes to delegation, you're actually assigning tasks that are based on the team's strengths, and you're providing them with resources and support. What you don't want to do is just have someone do something without giving them any kind of a guide. What kind of outcome do you want? And give them resources and support. And a great tool for this is creating a RACI chart. RACI. That's an acronym for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. And really, what that does is this will clarify the roles, everybody's role. If you're working on a project, if you're working on activity and there's different pieces to it, you want to know who's responsible, who's going to actually do it, who's accountable for that, who's to be consulted, and who's to be informed. So I want to give you an example to break this down. Let's just say, for example, you're talking about efficiency in your shop, and we're saying, well, the techs are responsible for their efficiency, how many hours they're actually billing out. They want to make sure that they are responsible for that. Who is accountable to see that that's being done? Well, it could be your foreman, if you have a foreman in your shop. It may be a lead technician that's taking on that responsibility, or it may be the service advisor, or you may have a manager, you may have somebody in the front. But the idea is the person who's responsible may not be the person who's accountable. There may be someone who's overseeing when someone's getting stuck or when someone's taking longer, and they'll give them some resources or some guidance. Who is to be consulted if someone is stuck? Is it a foreman? Is it a more experienced technician? Right? I'm in trouble here. What's going on? I don't know the problem. I'm stuck here. Who do they go to? And then who needs to be informed if this job is running over? Is it people in the front? Every shop is going to be a little bit different. But what I find is a lot of shop owners will tell me when they start putting initials down, when I do this exercise with them on the different areas of their business, their initials are near most of these. And the goal is to stop that, to have other people's initials be there, to actually delegate. So a RACI chart is a great way for you to do this. So continuous improvement, that's what you're looking for. You want to create a culture of continuous improvement for your team. So you want to encourage feedback, and you want to celebrate small wins with everyone, and then adjust your plans as needed. Because again, life is going to happen, work is going to happen, and situations will come up. So regular check-ins will really help you maintain that momentum that you start. And I want to leave you with a pro thinking tip. So by focusing on these leadership essentials that I've given you, number one, see it as it is, not worse. Number two, the vision, see it better. And number three, make it the way you see it. When you focus on them, auto repair shop owners can really develop a strong foundation for leading their teams effectively and overcoming challenges and driving their business towards a profitable, sustainable, and enjoyable future. The key here is to develop more leaders on your team. So that's it for this week's Business Leadership in 15 minutes. Again, this is a recorded version. I had a commitment, but if you place your comments in the comment area, I will respond to all of them. Have an enjoyable week.